Try to drive me out of my rental house. How does getting your rent doubled and getting fired sound? Years ago, I rented a duplex from a very nice owner. He was honest and reasonable. I put a healthy security deposit down and moved in. Unfortunately, he was not my day-to-day contact. That was the delightful and charming Giselle. She was the on-site landlord. I found out later that she was a tenant who the owner made an arrangement with, in return for cutting her rent in half, a sweet gig. She collected and deposited the rental checks, arranged repairs, and handled any other day-to-day things. The neighborhood had about 5 duplexes owned by this man. Giselle hated me from day one. And what's more, she lived in the other half of the duplex. You know all the nightmare petty landlord stuff you see on this sub. Giselle ticked off all the boxes, HOA style, Karen obsessed with the rules, yelled at my friends for parking an inch over on her side of the duplex. My phone or doorbell rang if my place wasn't stone quiet a minute after quiet time. Rental checks I dropped in the same mail slot I always did. Somehow got lost, appliances and things not fixed in anything resembling a timely manner, etc., etc. It was more annoying than awful. I told myself I could live with it, as I was going to be moving closer to my job after my lease ran out. Later, I found out why she hates me. She had wanted a friend of hers to move into the duplex I got. But the owner said no because her credit check was awful and mine was sparkling. So she just wanted to make my life miserable out of pure spite. As the end of the lease drew closer, I noticed my water heater was leaking. I dried the floor around it and then put some towels down. Then I emailed Giselle. I had wised up and started a digital trail by then. No response. A week later, I re-forwarded the email with a friendly, "You may have missed this, but this could be a real problem." No response. Another email with, "I had a friend who is a plumber look at it and he recommended immediately." Finally, she responded with, "I will look into it," and nothing else. She was just trying to run the clock out on me. It had been about a month now, and I was just a few weeks away from moving out. I saw Giselle watering her flowers and approached her and mentioned it. She blew me off, but finished the convo with a threat. "I hope you're keeping it clean around there." I'm a stickler when it comes to the final inspection. If you want to get any of your deposit back, you better be ready to pass a white glove inspection. Okay then, that's how we're going to play it. Fine, I was trying to figure out how I would get petty revenge. About a week later, right before my last rent check was due, I happened to see the owner in the neighborhood. Giselle was nowhere to be found, and that's when it struck me how I could make all this work. I couldn't fit the entire story in this short video. Watch the next part for the ending.